before we begin playing the Firebird Suite, we will rehearse one quick section with the orchestra. What's wrong?
Oh, Maestro, this music is very difficult. Syncopation confuses me every time. Here, let me try again. Just don't think I can play it.
Have you been practicing?
Well, when I try to practice, my mistakes don't go away.
Penny, not only do you have to practice, but you have to do it carefully. Practicing over and over makes your playing permanent. So if you practice poorly, your playing will be filled with mistakes. It's as though you must practice practicing for it to get better.
I try and I try, but I can't. That's it. I quit.
Oh, now, Penny, music is a great challenge, but it's important not to give up. Great musicians tell a story, and it's only possible for them to tell it when they have rehearsed it well.
Well, what do you mean?
Great composers like Igor Stravinsky are able to tell stories with their challenging yet wonderful music. Why, here's my friend Igor now. Hello, Igor. I haven't seen you in years.
Hello, Maestro. So happy that you chose the Firebird for this concert. I believe the last time I saw you was in Paris. Do you remember how angry the French got when they replayed The Rite of Spring?
Oh, you don't have to remind me about that. I had to dodge a couple of rotten tomatoes before the night was over. Penny, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Igor Stravinsky, who is one of the greatest composers of the 20th century.
How do you do, sir?
Maestro tells me you are unhappy and my music is difficult to play.
I'm afraid I can't play it, sir.
Penny, let me tell you a story. The Firebird is a powerful tale that only music can tell. A long time ago, there lived a Prince Fox named Ivan in Russia. He was a talented violinist, but when he practiced, he just could not play the music correctly. Ivan thought he didn't have to practice because he was the best violinist in the kingdom. Every time he got it wrong, his father forced him to practice even more. Frustrated, Ivan ran away to a forest. But soon, he was lost. Prince Ivan soon found himself in a strange part of the woods. It had grown dark and eerily quiet. Suddenly, Ivan spotted a light. He followed it, and soon he found himself in a clearing, where in the middle stood a tree of golden apples. As he prepared to take one, a massive scarlet light swooped upon him. It was none other than the Firebird. Ivan prepared to shoot the bird with his bow and arrow, but the Firebird whispered to him, "Please, do not shoot." He lowered his weapon, and the Firebird said,
Thank you for your kindness. I will give you this feather, and if you are ever in need, just hold it up, and I will come to you.
The prince sat down, wondering what to do. In a few moments, a few ghostly maidens surrounded him and began to dance.
I was a princess once, but now I'm a prisoner of the evil King Cat's child. He rules this forest and put it in a permanent state of night.
Take me to King Catchild. I will defeat him, then you will be free.
Oh no, but don't be so foolish. He's very powerful.
Take me to King Catchild immediately.
The maiden took Ivan to the castle, and they entered a large chamber where the Snake King lounged upon his throne.
I am here to defeat you.
Foolish child, you think you can defeat me with a feather?
I can't, but she can.
what the infernal dance sounds like. See if you can picture the chaos and imagine exactly what this frantic dance looks like. Also, try to listen for syncopation and rhythm while we hear the orchestra play a little bit of music from the infernal dance. How many people's mothers used to sing them lullabies? Maybe right before you went to sleep? Raise your hands. Oh, wow. That's a lot of you. A lullaby is a great way to put someone to sleep. It's so calm. When the orchestra plays an excerpt of the Firebird's lullaby called the Pursuits, listen to the difference between the furious music of the infernal dance and the calm, soft music of the lullaby.
In the lullaby, I also chose to use the haunting, eerie, magical sounds of the bassoon to show how anxious Ivan was feeling. Try to listen for the bassoon when the orchestra plays the lullaby. everything in the forest returned to its natural form. The forest shed itself of its enchanted night, and sunlight streamed through the windows. The maiden clapped their hands and laughed. They were substantial beings once more, no longer ghostly shadows.
Thank you, brave prince, for defeating the evil serpent king. Now come, I must take you home.
Thank you.
Prince
Farewell,
Ivan.
Firebird.
Prince Ivan took the Firebird's hand and returned safely home. The next morning, Ivan awoke, ready for yet another adventure in the forest. But try as he might, and he tried, he could not find it. There were no golden apples, no princesses, no Firebird, no giant snake. As Prince Ivan returned home, he realized that the only way to revisit his journey was through music.
The only way I can make you feel as if you were there. I have to make you believe it through music.
To tell the Firebird story, Ivan enlisted an orchestra, ballet dancers, and myself, the composer, to write the music. At first, the music was difficult, and Ivan practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced some more. First, he practiced to learn the notes, and then he practiced to capture the Firebird's story. It took a lot of practicing, but Ivan learned to love it, and it turned out his father was right all
You see, Penny, the heart of the music is in the story, but we can't play the music unless we practice smartly.
Oh, Maestro, I'm so sorry. Do you think I can have another chance in the orchestra?
Of course, Penny. Even the best musicians make mistakes. What is important is what we learn from them.
I finally understand why I have to practice.
Let's now listen to the story of the Firebird through music that the Lower Merion Orchestra is about to play. Try to picture Ivan's tale as you listen. Take note of when the music resembles the king dancing frantically or falling asleep, Ivan nervously searching for the magic egg, or even Ivan destroying it. Also listen for the syncopation and the rhythm, the climax of the infernal dance, and the contrast between the dance and the lullaby.